Earning a place in the Guinness Book of World Records is no easy feat. And between the pages of that infamous book are feats of strength, speed, agility, and some feats that are just plain strange. In this video, we'll show you 10 incredible people who broke the strangest records. Breaking the record for most subscribers would be pretty awesome, so help us achieve our goal by clicking on the subscribe button. If you want to be the first to know when we break that record, be sure to hit the notification button as well. Bee bearding. Many men choose to grow out their beards to symbolize their masculinity, enhance their appearance, or just keep their faces warm. But then there are the people who practice bee bearding. These brave souls cover themselves in bees because, well, we aren't quite sure what their motivation is. In ancient times, beekeepers would let their bees rest on their bodies to demonstrate their friendship with them. But to accumulate a massive quantity of bees all over your body requires a special trick. You need to get a hold of a queen bee and put her somewhere on your body. That is what Ruan Liang did when he set the world record for heaviest bee beard. He covered his body in approximately 637,000 bees, 60 of which were queens. His massive beard of bees weighed over 140 pounds. Ruan Liangming explained that the secret behind his success is his calm nature. Since bees can't survive once they sting you, they try to avoid it at all costs. If the bees seem to be on edge, it's best to call off the attempt if you can't settle them down. Although he didn't elaborate on how you can tell how bees are feeling. His record-breaking attempt was a success and earned him a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records. Spoons. When we were kids, many of us took part in the time-honored childhood tradition of trying to stick spoons to our noses. Not only did it fail to impress our parents for some reason, but we quickly lost interest. However, for those elite few who persisted in their spoon sticking, have gone on to break world records. First, we have Aaron Cassie, who stuck 17 spoons to his face to achieve the world record. Former kickboxing coach Etibar Elchevev considered following in his footsteps, but ultimately decided to blaze his own trail to cutlery glory by setting the world record for most spoons stuck to his body. He was able to hold 53 spoons on his back and chest, defeating the previous record holder who had only held 50. Elchevev claims that his body is magnetic, and this is why it's so easy for him to hold so many pieces of silverware on his skin. Although many people are dubious of his claims, and believe it's far more likely that it's just smooth surfaces sticking to skin, while Elchevev might be waiting a while for his invitation to Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters, he claims that in the meantime, he intends to break even more world records. Bellybutton Fluff. Many people find joy in collecting things. Maybe your shelves are lined with the latest pop figurines, or maybe you're amassing a large quantity of fidget spinners, but 45-year-old librarian Graham Barker has a collection that has earned him a very strange entry in the Guinness Book of World Records. One fateful day in 1984, Barker was on a backpacking trip and noticed that his belly button was full of lint. He became curious about how much lint he could produce and saved the lint in a film canister. For more than 2 decades, Barker has been harvesting his own belly button lint every evening before his nightly shower. He sorts his collection by color and stores it in glass jars. When his collection reached 22.1 grams, he was recognized as having the largest collection of Bellybutton Fluff in the world. Barker has since made appearances on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno and the Australian talk show Enough Rope with Andrew Denton, in addition to numerous radio and newspaper interviews. But don't worry, Barker hasn't let the fame go to his head, and he still works tirelessly at curating his precious collection every evening. Snails on face. Having your face covered with slimy, squirming snails sounds like some kind of strange torture technique, but in 2009, 11-year-old Finn Kelleher did so of his own free will. Some people celebrate their birthdays with cake, balloons, presents, and party games, but Finn decided he wanted to celebrate turning 11 by breaking a world record. He chose the most snails on his face record, because he wasn't as put off by snails as he believes most people are. Finn sat still while his family members attached snails to his face, and we thought standing still while our moms tried to wipe things off our face was agonizing. His first attempt was a respectable 30 snails, but it wasn't enough to break the previous record of 37 snails. It took 3 more tries before Finn was content with his victory of 43 snails stuck to his face. His family only had 1 minute to adhere all the snails, and then they had to remain on Finn's face for 10 seconds. This must have been a birthday party that his guests will never forget. And the snails probably found it pretty memorable as well. Oh, and in case you were wondering, no snails were harmed in the making of this record. Eyeball pop. In cartoons, it's not uncommon to see a character's eyeballs pop out of their head as a result of being incredibly shocked. But thankfully, our eyeballs remain safely inside their sockets at all times. Well, except for Kim Goodman. The Chicago, Illinois native became aware of her remarkable talent one fateful Halloween night. While struggling to put on her costume, she was hit in the head with a hockey mask, and one of her eyes popped out. Talk about a fright night. The technical term for her talent is proptosis, which means the bulging of the eye. In 1997, her unique talent was discovered by the Guinness Book of World Records, and she set the record for extending her eyeballs 10 millimeters beyond the eye sockets. The length of her extension was measured by an optometrist using a device known as a proptometer. A few years later, a rival appeared and actually managed to match her record. Apparently, Goodman didn't relish sharing the spotlight because she went on to break her previous record by 2 millimeters. With a total eyeball extension of 12 millimeters, Kim broke her own record and was able to maintain her title. Squirting Milk. If your eyes are still watering in sympathy pain from Kid Goodman's eye-popping talent, why not offer them a refreshing glass of soothing milk? Well, perhaps exposing your eyes to milk isn't enjoyable for everyone, but there have been several people to set world records for squirting milk out of their eyeballs. You're probably wondering how exactly that works, since it's never happened to you in all your years of drinking milk and possessing eyeballs. Well, there's a cavity under your lower eyelid that connects to your nasal cavity. So if you just snort a little milk and work a little magic, you too can have a geyser of milk shooting out of your eyes. Although for obvious reasons, we strongly recommend you don't try this at home. 28-year-old Ilker Yilmaz currently holds the record for achieving the longest distance by squirting milk out of his eye. He managed to send the milk flying a distance of over 9 feet, beating the previous record of 8.75 feet. Yilmaz said that he first realized he had such a talent when he noticed that water would squirt out of his eyeballs when he was swimming. He went on to hone his skills and earn his place in the Guinness Book of World Records. Running on all fours. We've all seen people running around a track, but most of us have never seen anyone run quite like 33-year-old Kenshi Ito. His unique method of running has earned him the nickname the Monkey Man. While we all once got around by utilizing our legs and arms when we were babies, most of us are content being bipedal. Ito spent years studying how animals like monkeys move using their hands and legs together. During his time working as a janitor, he would mop the floors using this unusual movement method, which we imagine was quite a sight. In 2015, at the Komazawa Olympic Park athletic field in Tokyo, Japan, he would set the world record for fastest 100-meter run on all fours. He managed to make his 100-meter dash in 15.71 seconds. And although this is his current speed, this wasn't the first time he won the title. Years earlier, he had completed the 100-meter run in 16.87 seconds, a record that was soon broken by Katsumi Tamakoshi, who made the run in 15.86 seconds. But there was no holding back the Monkey Man, who came out swinging to win back his precious title. Now that's just bananas. Ice bath. We could do an entire video just on the insane records set by Dutch daredevil Wim Hof, who is better known as the Iceman. He holds an astonishing 26 world records, in addition to his off-the-record achievements. These include reaching the top of Mount Kilimanjaro in 2 days while dressed in shorts. He also completed a full marathon in -4°F weather, again while dressed only in shorts. But the world record he is most known for is his ice endurance record, although he set the record several times. His best time is 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 42 seconds. To set this record, he remained submerged in a tank of ice water while wearing only a swimsuit. We're getting cold just thinking about it. When asked what is going through his mind, while most of us would be dreaming about a roaring fire, he claims that he isn't thinking of much at all. He spends time meditating and concentrating in preparation for his plunge, but prefers to let his mind go blank when he's actually surrounded by ice. If you're wondering how you can be as cool, literally and figuratively, as the Iceman, he does offer a training course. His motto is, "What I am capable of, everyone can learn." Stretchy is skin. While we may associate loose skin with aging or weight loss, it's also a symptom of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's a very rare genetic connective tissue disorder, which results in a defect in the processing of collagen in the body. Collagen strengthens the skin and determines its elasticity, meaning that people with the syndrome have unusually stretchy skin. One such person is Gary Turner, whose elastic skin landed him in the Guinness Book of World Records. He's known about his condition since he was a child, and he and his family have delighted in showing off his strange skill. He's able to stretch his skin up to a record-setting 15.8 inches, which he did in front of an audience in October 1999 in Los Angeles. Although watching his record-setting skin manipulation might make us wince, Turner claims that it's completely painless. His stomach, neck, and arms are the stretchiest areas of his body, since they have the most skin. He's even able to pull the skin from his neck, completely over his lower jaw. We've heard of getting by the skin of your teeth, but this is a bit much. Eye socket pull. If you were impressed by the Iceman's 26 world records, you'll be blown away by the 44 official world records held by Shane Hultgren. His nickname is the Space Cowboy, and he is known as Australia's most prolific record breaker. He's been featured in both written and televised versions of the Guinness Book of World Records and Ripley's Believe It or Not. There are even statues of him located in Ripley museums. One of his most well-known records is the heaviest weight pulled with eye sockets. Using fish hooks inserted into the lacrimal bones beneath the eyes, Shane attached tethers to a rickshaw. Piled up in the rickshaw were several people and over 220 pounds of metal weights. He managed to pull a total of 907 pounds with his eye sockets. When he is not pulling massive weights with his eyes, he is a fan of swallowing swords. His record is 27 swords swallowed at the same time, which is listed as one of the Guinness Top 100 records of all time. To add to that challenge, he's also swallowed 4 swords while submerged underwater. Thankfully, all the metal he used during his record for most chainsaw juggling catches on a unicycle stayed outside of his body. Which one of these world records did you think was the most incredible? Are there any awesome records that you think we missed? Tell us about them in the comments. Here at The Hub, we do our best to bring you the most interesting information from the incredible to the bizarre. Like our video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.